Good morning to those who will listen. It is February 12th, 2018, 1:08 a.m. And I just wanted to do a video, kind of like a follow-up video to Naughty Beaver's video, if Satan tried to rule Earth. And he calculated some times from the September 23, Revelation 12 sign, 3.5 years later, which would mark the middle point of the tribulation. And I just want to say straight up from the start that I'm not predicting any day or hour or of anything, because nobody knows the day or the hour. And same with Naughty Beaver. He wasn't trying to say a certain day or anything. He was just trying to calculate a certain roundabout time based on the September 23rd Revelation 12 sign. So I just want to say that from the start. So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, because in the Bible it says that the man-child would be born, and then God would take him away, and then the war in heaven would start. So if you look back on Stellarium, which I made calculations way back, when this happened, back in September, and I wrote down a whole bunch of stuff that would, in the constellations that would happen between then and a year and a half later. I calculated it through the end of 2018 and maybe the beginning of 2019. But anyway, when I was figuring this stuff out, I came up with a date of when the Jupiter left Virgo's womb, which would represent Jesus being born. And that was actually October 18th, which was 25 days later than the September 23rd sign. So I was just calculating from there. So then if you count that as at this, because the war in heaven was supposed to start after that. And if that was true, then it would be October 18th. So Naughty Beaver came up with 3.5 years after September 23rd would be March 23rd of 2021. That would mark the midpoint of the tribulation, the first 3.5 years. If you go the other route of October 18th, you'd wind up with April 18th of 2021. And then he also calculated, from there's our calendar now, 365 days, compared with the other calendar, 360 days. That'd be 5 days difference per year. If you times that by 5, that's 15 days, and do a half a year, be 2.5 days. You come up with 17.5 days. So, if there's a difference there, then that would make it right around April 1st. So between March 23rd and then April 18th would be that time period, depending on, the calendars and when the actual sign started, if you count September 23rd or if you count October 18th. So you got those days. And then I was thinking even more in depth, coming up with Daniel's 70 weeks. If you take the literal interpretation, which, I know a lot of people think that, Daniel's 70 weeks is already passed. But what happens if it wasn't, and it's actually literal instead of, the actual 490 days, 70 weeks. If you calculate that, it's around about a year and 4 months, about. And you could calculate that backwards from the midpoint of the tribulation, and you would come up with around December 9th and December 15th of 2019 would be when the 70 weeks start. So then you can calculate back from there when everything happened. So I got December 9th, and between December 9th and December 15th of 2019 would be the commandment to restore the cities and the wall in Jerusalem. And that would also mean that the Antichrist would be revealed between April 1st and April 18th of 2021, if you went according to the October 18th. And then, if you subtracted the days, then you'd come up with that March 23rd. So those are just, we're just throwing stuff around there. Nothing is concrete fact, so nobody knows the day or the hour. So, but I'm just calculating stuff like Naughty Beaver did, and just throwing those around. Neither of us think that we know the exact day or hour of this, so we don't want people trolling that and saying we're throwing out false information. This is just theories, and just throwing that out there. So there you go. Make of it what you want. It's just throwing some dates out there. Thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. God bless. Thank you, Naughty Beaver, for your video. It made me think a lot.